How's that?
Cheers. Barry, Basil,
Howdy, guys.
people already here.
Ooh.
How's the sound? Are we both audible? Oh, that's Ginger sound check.
Sorry, guys. A little under the weather this morning.
Hey, good morning, Leslie.
Hi, Leslie B. You and me got to get on a call, girl. I want to catch up. Can you guys hear us? I always worry because we're so technically inept whether or not we got the equipment set up right. So,
Hey,
hi,
there's Doug.
Dougie. So, how's it going, guys? Okay, so Barry says,
Thanks,
yeah,
Barry.
we're good. Thanks, Barry.
We can't tell on our end. We can hear each other, but we don't know if you can.
My goodness.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
Yeah, sorry, guys. We're both a little bit kind of under the weather today. Oh, actually, all weekend we've had kind of a stomach bug and I've got a cough starting. Don't worry, it's not the coop. Hi, Isabel.
Good morning. Oh, geez, Ginger.
Just too many wet days. So, guys, for those of you who might not have seen it yet, morning, guys. Hi. I just posted video on my channel. We've started our master bedroom build. So the three of us spent the larger part of the week installing posts for a 2-story bedroom in the rain.
Yeah.
So I got a little bit of a cold. Not feeling so good this weekend. Good morning, Harry. Hi, guys. Is there a sub bedroom?
Yeah, we're sleeping in it.
No. It's really bad idea to build a basement of any kind in Costa Rica just because there's so much water in the ground, you would never be able to seal it properly. So.
No, master and sub. Sub
Oh.
dumb. Ginger needs more coffee.
I need more sleep is what I need. Okay.
Morning, Steven.
Oh, Barry. Oh, yeah. I saw your comment already. Barry, thanks, buddy. Hi, Steven. The penny drop. I'm not always that sharp. Oh, there used to be a day when if there was a dirty joke to find, I would find it faster than anybody. But these days, I'm not that sharp. So I'll drop a link to my video in here probably a couple times, and I'll put it in the description of the video when we're done. Don't click on it now because then you'll leave the live stream. But excuse me. But go watch it later because it was fun. And oh, turtle poking out. Yeah, they grew there. It happens. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that. Oh, well, that's what they're there. Quit looking.
I see you looking. I quit looking.
Oh, so guys, yeah, sorry, I haven't been in the comments this week. We've been so busy doing work. I haven't even checked out the comments yet this week. Steven says trouble with jokes, they go in one ear and out the other. They do these days.
Yeah.
For me. Yeah, I'm usually thinking about 100 other things, so I don't key on right away.
I make Ginger do all the thinking. She's working with her daughter on the post while I'm out there taming the underbrush.
Oh, you're in the video. You helped out too.
Yeah.
He was helping mix cement because I friggin' hate mixing cement. And hi, Kelly. And I cannot lift those bags of concrete. What are they? 80 kilograms?
No,
80 pounds?
40 kilograms, 88, 90 pounds. Like that.
I cannot lift those bags. They're too heavy. I don't have enough.
That's why she keeps me.
Yeah. For heavy lifting. And a couple other things. Yes, Brad, I saw your email. I just haven't had the chance to respond yet. I'm going to get to those this weekend or today, I guess, because this is the end of the weekend.
It is the end of the weekend.
And start responding to emails and comments because I have some catch up to do now that, excuse me, now that stage 1 of the reno is done. Maximilian couldn't lift 40 kilograms either. That's what he's for. He's a big, strong man.
I think I've said it 100 times, but if I keep up with that 7-foot trimmer and lifting the bags of cement, I will one day be as strong as an 80-year-old Tico. Guys, you don't understand. The people here are short and strong.
They're very strong.
They work hard. You know, I mean, not the lawyers in the big city, but out here in the country, man, those guys work hard. I might actually only get as strong as his wife. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seriously, I got a lot of
I'm
catching
never
up.
going to be as strong as an 80-year-old Tika ever.
I got a lot of catching up to do after decades of sitting at a desk. Can we block this?
Yep, I'm going to.
Remove.
Oh, that's just the message. Okay, so we'll report. Yeah,
Hide
let's
user.
do that.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Todd. No worries, Brad. I like to respond. I just don't always get the chance. But hey, Jimmy, how's it going? Todd forgot meds today.
That's Todd.
Oh, I thought he was talking about our cat.
No, he doesn't know anything about Todd.
Because we have a kitten named Todd too, and I was like, "Ooh, do I have to give him meds?" Yeah. I love the trolls. Well, poor Todd. He's in oblivion now. He can make a new username and try again.
And then we can block
Good
him again.
morning, Jimmy. Yeah, Basil. Hi. Hey, how's it going, History Buff? I've seen you posted videos a week or so ago. I haven't had the chance to watch them, though. I've been in the middle of renovations. What?
Now she's
Barry says the kitten has more sense than the person. Well,
you don't know our Todd.
The funny thing was, I was in our bedroom getting ready, and he'd managed to find a little box of like pills, because here a lot of the pills come in blister packs in boxes, and Todd had managed to find a box of pills, and he was playing with it and chewing on it today. So when Jimmy said that, I was like, how did he know about that? Holy smokes. Lots of trolls today. That's from my Twitter. I have no doubt.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, hey. So History Buff says he did an Angelina Jordan video and war in the comments. So we don't have that. I've seen it before. I've seen Angelina Jordan fans kind of gang up in the comments in other channels, but we haven't really had that. Not much. Maybe, I don't know why. So that's too bad. We really like the Angelina Jordan stuff. So I'm glad that our comments don't get like that, because it would discourage us from doing videos for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Hi, Stephen Last. Sorry for my voice, guys. I've literally almost been laying down all weekend, just sick as a dog. Once the work on the bedroom was done for the week, I just sacked out. I was done.
Yep, it's been like that.
Yeah.
I picked up some kind of stomach bug somewhere. That's pretty unpleasant.
Yeah. Well, we're heading into the worst parts of rainy season right now, guys. So it starts to rain around 11 o'clock in the morning, and then it stays pretty heavy most of the day. So it gets damp and it gets cold. So it's not surprising that my chest has responded in kind.
Yeah.
Maximilian says, move somewhere hot and still get sick. It's not that hot here, right? Like, I mean, it gets hot, but it's on average pretty temperate here. So, and it's not from the cold so much as the change in temperature. I always, even in Canada, whenever the temperature changed from spring to summer and from summer to fall, whenever there was a drastic temperature change, I would always get sick. Ask Leslie B. I used to work with her, and she saw how often I would get sick in the fall and sick in the spring. I'd always lose my voice for a few weeks. I have a suggestion that Barry has a suggestion he's sure you'll be fascinated with.
Stardust and Patty Gurdy. Okay.
Oh, History Buff. You did a comparison with Angelina Jordan and Tommy Johansson?
You were asking
no
for
wonder you had more in the comments. Never do that.
Leslie Leslie's in the middle of all the nonsense.
Where are all these
But
trolls coming from
She's
today?
backing you up.
Excuse me. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Brad says it happens to him too every season. Every day is its own season change. Like, it is hot right now. We've got bamboo screens down over here, and I'm still getting like just bathed in hot sunlight, and it's really warm. But by this afternoon, it'll be cold
It'll be
and really
cold
damp.
and damp. Yeah.
It's like a season change every day.
Hi, Anessa. Welcome. Thank you, Bess, for referring Anessa. We promise to be, well, try to be moderately entertaining. So Barry says it's probably the same person. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe, or maybe there's that many trolls. I have a few trolls on my Twitter, and I did tweet out a link to the live chat on my Twitter. So History Buff, I'm sorry to hear you're still stuck without your family. I don't know what I couldn't be 2 months without Mike.
No.
No. You guys are stronger than us. That's for sure. Get hammered like the other week. That was entertaining. What does that mean?
We did an evening one where you drank a lot, I think.
Oh. Yeah, Mike gave me crap for some of the stuff I said. You ought to know better. News. We're going to Rammstein concert in Berlin next year.
Nice.
Isabel's going to see Rammstein.
Nice.
I am jealous. No, Mike is never wasted, just FYI. Like, ever. That doesn't happen.
Sorry, guys. Just doing a little
What's with all the troll
maintenance?
Okay, I wonder if you think those are bots, maybe?
I don't know, man.
So, Stefan Lass, you're in the summer and autumn in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I bet it gets chilly there. It gets cold there, right? Like, they're pretty far north.
Yes, definitely.
Oh. So, guys, what's up? Anything? I don't remember what we put out this week, actually. Go get another one. I'll keep them entertained. Or at least I'll try. Oh, it's time to make some funny faces, guys. Good afternoon, Graham. Oh, it's afternoon for you. It's morning for us. It's 7:15 in the morning for us. So I had to drag Mike out of bed about half an hour ago. He was sleeping in. I never get to sleep in because at 5:30 a.m. my chickens start squawking like really loud, because that's when they expect me to come open the gate and let them out and throw some seed down on the ground, and they do not wait. So I never need an alarm clock.
Just be happy the sun's up by then.
So Barry says, Barry, are you talking about what wine I was drinking? Brandy Carlisle. I loved it. And so did you. Yes. Oh my God. She's so great. Those high women. Is that how you say it? That's not even human, how good they sound together. So Brandy. Oh, Jimmy says Brandy played near his house this weekend. Wow. Did you go see her? Because I would love to see her. That would be great. Oh, History Buff asks where we are. No, we're in Costa Rica. It's Central Time, but it's Central Time without daylight savings. So we're different than even some Central Times in the States. So Basil says, how about some Parkway Drive? The song is darker still. Just about 2 weeks ago, normally a very heavy band that I wouldn't recommend for Mike, but this is epic. Well, we do like epic. And sometimes Mike will tolerate heavy for his wife. Oh, the wine I was drinking. It was probably white, because I'm having trouble tolerating red lately. I love red wine, but I don't know if I've just developed an intolerance to the tannins or something, but I've started to have real trouble with it. It would be, if it was a white, it was probably Argentinian Pinot Grigio Santa Margarita. No, I think that day it was the Santa Margarita because we'd just gone to the duty free. Because at the duty free, it's funny because the Santa Margarita I used to drink at home in Canada too. It was about $20 a bottle, and I get it at the duty free here for $6 a bottle, so it's a real score. Hi, Matthew, to Yorkshire. You guys hear my chicken? That's the noise she makes when she wants me to wake up. Oh. So Jimmy says it's 93 degrees and raining this weekend. 93? That sounds hot still. Is it hot?
That's it's about 30.
Okay.
30 in real temperatures.
Basil gets reflux from red wine. I don't know. I've just I get really bad muscle ache and headache from it now. Then I used to red wine's my favorite, so it kind of makes me sad. I haven't found one that I can tolerate anymore. Sweden's a very long country. Like what is that? Is it Peru? Long and skinny, or is that Chile? I can never remember which
Argentina's long and skinny. There's a bunch of long and skinny in South America.
one.
Yeah, Canada's a long country too. It's just wider.
Oh, Maximilian has the same problem with red wine. Yeah, I don't know what it is. White, though, I can tolerate really well, and it doesn't usually affect my sleep too bad. So, Tommy Johansson, have we done any
I think we did one
solo
solo.
stuff? And we've done a bunch of Sabaton stuff.
Yeah. So we keep meaning to do some more Tommy
actually,
solo.
We had a suggestion for a Tommy solo that I had. It's still on the list we haven't got to yet, so I'll have to get back to that. Emma's on vacation in Norway, and I'm really friggin' jealous right now because that's where we want to go.
Yeah, one day.
Oh. So Chile's the long, skinny one. Yeah, that's what I thought. Steven's a teetotaler. I'm going to have to get there, guys. I can't do it anymore. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, and it's always long days. It's like 9, 10 o'clock at night when I go to sleep, and we work really hard, so I can't drink like I used to, which is probably a good thing, right? I'm going to have to be a teetotaler too. So lots of agreement on the red. So go to Bergen, then up to. So we have a whole route planned for Norway because I've been planning this trip for years. We want to go for like 3 weeks. We want to go into what is that? Troll something up in the north. Remember?
Trollheim.
Trondheim. So our original plan was to fly from Canada to Iceland for 3 days and then to go and then to go from Iceland to Trondheim and then drive down the coastal highway, hit some fjords on the way, and to stay a night or two at the hotel where they filmed that movie Ex Machina because it looked amazing there, and then drive down to Bergen and then grab the train from Bergen and take the train into Oslo and then fly home. Was the route we planned. But now we can't go to Iceland, or it would be a lot more expensive to fly to Iceland from here than it was from Canada. So I don't know if we'll still take that route that way, but we would still like to see Trondheim, like do that route in Norway, but
go up
which direction?
Go up the Atlantic coast there. Would be amazing.
Yeah, we love to drive. So the thought of driving up that coastline was like, that would be a dream come true. So.
Morning, Sci-Fi Monkey.
Excuse me. Do the circle route in Iceland. Is that the circle route a thing? Hi, Sci-Fi Monkey. Excuse me. Stefan Last just doesn't like alcohol. I'm a big, well, I wouldn't say a big fan of alcohol, but I like really flavorful drinks, and alcohol, you can get a lot of flavor without a lot of sugar, like a lot of other drinks. So I love scotch. I love tequila. And I love wine. So those are my 3 usual go-tos. I can't really drink rum. Kind of gives me headaches. I like rum, but it's hard for me to drink sometimes. But
so Basil, were you working out of Trondheim in the summer or the winter?
Guess I bet it's really different.
My mom used to work for the Canadian government, and they like to fly her every winter to Winnipeg.
Yeah, anybody who knows
Winter in
Canada,
Winnipeg is not where you want to be.
like the worst place on earth. So, oh, there's a highway that goes all along the coast of the island. Huh, that'd be interesting. A drive route around Iceland. I didn't even know that.
No, me neither.
That would be interesting. But I mean, we were planning just a 3-day stint just to see some of the, like, I love volcanoes. So I'd like to see the volcano and some of the hot springs there. So Western Norway is in the Gulf Stream. So it reminds me of what's the Faroe Islands.
Mm-hmm.
So we did some, because when we were researching places to move to retire, believe it or not, well, Norway was on the list and very rapidly got knocked off the list because it's very expensive and their immigration process is very complicated. But the Faroe Islands was also on the list, and I did a ton of research about them. They sound fascinating. It's amazing how high up they are, but because they're in the Gulf Stream, it's like always reasonably temperate there. It never gets really cold, so it's kind of cool. Basil says one of the coolest places I've been.
He's never been to Winterpeg.
Bird watching in Iceland? Really?
We should
Birds
sponsor
in Iceland?
We should sponsor Basil a trip to Moose Factory.
What's a moose factory?
Moose Factory is take Winnipeg and go like several hundred or 1,000 kilometers north.
Why? We like Basil.
Well, then it makes
Why would you
Trondheim
do
not
that?
one of the coolest places he's been.
I have Maximilian says he has a problem with Faroes because of the whale massacre. What? I don't know what you're talking about right now. Do the Faroe Islands massacre whales? Are they eating the whales? Because if they're eating them, at least they're not wasting them. I don't know. I've never heard of that. I didn't do that much research, I guess.
You weren't planning to be a whaler anyway.
They do indeed. Well, if they're eating them, I mean, you gotta eat something.
Yeah, well, you can't wipe out whole pods.
No.
Is that still how
But
they
I
do
mean-
it? Because I know, like in Canada, a lot of things have.
Yeah, the Inuit
been toned down.
were whale hunters too in Canada. But I mean, that's because they can't grow anything. They gotta eat something.
Basil understands why we left Canada.
One of the reasons,
No me
yeah,
gusta.
the snow. I do not miss the snow at all. And come this December, when my mom is putting pictures of her 4 feet of snow in her yard on Facebook, I'm going to be sitting here in the sun laughing. 'cause
Yep.
I will not miss it. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Oh, I don't know how much longer I'm going to last.
Goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're rough this morning.
I am rough. I'm rough every morning.
Never even seen snow.
Oh,
Well, I'm sorry that you haven't seen it because, like, it's lovely to look at, fun to throw in a snowball fight, and then, like, after 2 days of it, that's enough.
yeah.
The problem is you get 4 or 5 months of it.
Yeah. Okay, so the thing is, I hate the cold, so I don't love snow. But I used to live up in Northern Ontario, and I do remember evenings, like once it was dark, with snow falling gently, but like big fat snowflakes like this. And it was gently kind of falling like this. And you open the door, and if you're quiet, the sound of the silence is staggering, right? Like how quiet everything
Yeah,
is.
it really absorbs all the noise.
And you just see the black sky and these big fat white flakes gently falling, and this like comforting silence, right? Like it sounds like there's a warm blanket wrapped around your ears.
Yeah,
And it really is one of the best experiences of my life. But
breathtakingly beautiful.
for 5 minutes. And then the blast of cold air hits you and you're like, oh, so you gotta leave.
Then you spend your time commuting to your job at 3 kilometers an hour in stop and go traffic because nobody can drive. And you
Yeah.
come home from work and you break out the shovel and you spend an hour and a half breaking your back, clearing your driveway and sidewalk,
Yeah.
and then you get sick.
Yeah.
It's not worth it, man.
Basil, you're in Singapore? I thought you were in Australia.
He's from Australia. Apparently, he gets around.
Apparently, he gets around. There are palm trees in Ireland? What? In the southern parts of Ireland, there's palm trees? That would mess me up. I've never seen that. Wow. I mean, I know in France there is, but wow. Snow is great for chilling beers. That's why we have a refrigerator.
I never have to shovel around the refrigerator.
Oh, Ionaline, yes. You know what? I have Stefan Last. I do have her on the list to go back to. We had trouble with one of her previous videos with the copyright, so shied away a little bit, but I have been meaning to get back to her and try another one. If we get one copyright block that never clears up, we'll usually try again, but if we have two, then I'm never gonna bother trying again. So there's a couple artists where that's happened, so we won't get back to, but she's on the list to try again for sure. Hi, Steve to Australia? Okay. Oh, I know there's snow in Australia. It gets pretty cold there sometimes, eh?
Some parts.
Yeah, in I guess the winter. Oh, Maximilian.
Yes.
Crikey, you guys. You know what? When I start seeing the news about energy prices, I cannot be more grateful than I am now that we live in a house that has no air conditioning and no furnace. So I do not have to pay for any of that. The temperature is temperate enough all year that we don't need any kind of climate control at all, because we would be bankrupt along with everybody else. I feel really bad for especially people in cold countries. It's going to be a tough winter, I think, for a lot of people. Isabel, that means you too. I'm worried about you. I hear Germany's not doing so well these days with the energy. Excuse me, guys. Sorry.
Wolves Without Teeth. That's an interesting song title.
Of Monsters and Men. Oh, yeah. Okay. We've done one of theirs before.
Yep.
Wolves Without Teeth. No, I haven't heard that one.
Recognize the name of the band.
Yeah, we did. We did one of their songs, I think. But it got hung up in copyright for a long time, but it eventually got released. So, guys, from the last live chat, we did a whole bunch of songs, but a whole bunch of them got caught up in copyright. So they'll be delayed. Hopefully, most of them will make it out, but they'll be delayed. We're not ignoring your suggestions, but sometimes it takes a while to get them out. So Atari Teenage Riot, Adeptus Mechanicus. Oh, I would like to be an Adeptus Mechanicus too.
You're pretty good. I'm an Ineptus Mechanicus.
No, Atari Teenage Riot. I don't know. I've never heard that band before. That's why industrial's better, as less copyright strikes. I love industrial music. And I don't know if that's
less
true.
my thing, but anyway. Some of it I enjoy.
Yeah, some of it. He likes it if it's really dark, but not too scratchy, heavy, noisy.
Yep.
Simple Man by Shinedown. Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't Simple Man we did. It was Enemies.
Oh, okay.
We did Enemies by Shinedown, and that I think it's still hung up right now, I think.
It was good though. We enjoyed it. So hopefully it'll get through and get out.
Yeah, that video is a little effed up. But yeah, actually, I think that's the second Shinedown song we've done, and I think the last one had the same problem. It does eventually get released, but so I suspect this one will too, but it does take a while. I did see Flora put out a new single yesterday. I said to Mike, oh, Flora's a new song. So we're going to be doing some recording today. So we'll be checking that out for sure. Infant Annihilator. Is that this? No, we're not going to be doing that song. Sorry, buddy. YouTube YouTube restricts algorithm views on stuff that's not always advertiser friendly.
Mhm.
So, we're not gonna be doing anything that uses the C word. Not that that word bothers me that much
No, it
'cause
doesn't
it
bother
doesn't.
us, but
I'm not that fragile, but,
trying to keep a
it
tone for the
does
channel.
bother a lot of other people, and we try not to alienate people on purpose.
We do enough of that by accident.
Okay, so Atari Teenage Riot is anarchy plus old school prodigy plus punk plus noise plus hardcore. See, there's a problem. The word
I
punk in there.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, "I'm the problem."
No. I can't tolerate punk rock music. I know it's gonna
Bye,
a lot of
Isabel. Have
people
a
are
nice visit. Thanks for popping in.
"Bye, lovely." Oh, you're sweet. Thanks for the ching. She hit the tip jar.
Thanks, Isabel.
Um,
Have fun.
excuse me. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I really can't do punk rock music. You know what? Usually because they can't really sing. It's mostly just angry yelling, which, I mean, angry yelling has its place, but yeah, still like it to be a little bit in key. Aurora has a new song out. Hmm, we'll give that a shot. A lot of her new stuff we've had a lot of copyright problems with, so
Yeah, I think most of it's eventually come through, but held up.
mhm. Yeah, but we do love her, so we'll check it out. Still suggesting Marco Hitala's band Tarot and the song Tides. Didn't we do that one? I feel like we did.
We've done some Marco Not with Nightwish, but I don't know that
But we did Tarot, I'm sure.
I don't know that we
What
did
was that
the
band we
song
did?
Tides. Oh no, we did him with another band. He was like a guest vocalist with a. They
Oh,
started with W. I can't remember the name.
I remember. I don't remember the name
They were
either,
in the
but yeah,
studio,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Remember?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't like Propaganda? No, I don't know what that is. Parkway Drives. Oh, he's not talking to us now. Punk out. How about folk metal? Oh, I like that. Alluvieti? I hope that's probably not how you say it. From Switzerland, released an awesome video for the song Adius. Oh, Waltari. Yes. Thank you, Sidi, for that. Waltari. I remember that one now. That was pretty good. The Ramones. Okay. So the Ramones are a decent exception to the punk rock rule for me. But you start getting into what's that one? They do London Calling, The Clash.
Mhm.
A couple of the Clash songs are okay, but like once you start getting into real punk rock, it just sounds like noise to me, right? Like I can't do it. I appreciate the sentiment sometimes, right? I'm very, very anti-authoritarian, very kind of anarchist myself, but it
Yeah,
still has to sound nice.
I'm not a big punk guy, but I Want to Be Sedated by the Ramones is amazing. London
Yeah.
Calling by the Clash is one of my favorite songs. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're punk light. Let's just say that. Excuse me. Anarcho-feminist band from Winnipeg. Oh, Propaganda. Huh. If they're from Winnipeg, I understand why they're angry. I've been to Winnipeg once in January. I would be angry too.
I spent 4 hours in a Winnipeg train station on the way from Toronto to Calgary. It was nice weather because it was summer, and that was enough.
Iggy Pop? No, not a fan.
I love his duet with what's her name from the B-52s, Candy.
Yeah, Kate something. Kate. The redhead, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Kate something.
No, Kate Pearson. Is she the blonde or the redhead?
No, I think she's the redhead. I don't remember the blonde's name at all. Yeah, that one was okay because of her. Yeah, I don't really Iggy Pop, no, and he grosses me out, I gotta be honest.
Nessa Lynn says, I hear you like Poets of the Fall.
Love them. Love them. We have probably, what, 7 or 8 reactions to them so
Minimum.
far.
Yep.
But we're still working through the Alexander Theater sessions. I have one right now waiting to get let go from copyright, actually, I think. Kay Pearson, yeah. Shinedown's Monsters. Well, if this one gets out of copyright, then we'll go back to them for sure. I dare you to stand for 5 minutes at the corner of Portage and Main and Winnipeg.
Portage and Main, 15 below.
So, Barry,
I know that song.
I have a funny story. I used to work for a security company. We did alarm monitoring for large corporations and government. And some of the calls that I would get for neighborhoods in Winnipeg, you would not believe some of the stories I have of stuff that would go down, and we'd have to call the police or the fire department for. And we used to monitor a lot of bank machines, right? Like the ATM machines, the cameras. I've seen some things that you would not believe happening in Winnipeg. I don't know how anybody lives there. I gotta be honest. It's not even just the cold.
No,
The cold is
a
the
hellhole.
least troubled part of that city. It's really something.
See, Barry, I'm wondering whether it's the January cold or the Winnipeg hellhole that you're worried about. See, I'm a big hairy guy. Put on a big coat. I could stand at Portage and Main for 5 minutes in January. No
Yeah,
problem.
we've been in wicked cold plenty of
Whatever.
times.
And I grew up in Hamilton, so the hellhole is not new to me.
Yeah, Winnipeg's worse than Hamilton though, big time.
Yeah, but it's only 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to go downtown Hamilton.
So Mickey says
purpose.
Liliac released a new extended version of Not Afraid. Oh, I would like my ears melted. He says it'll melt your ears. Okay, we'll do that. So Sci-Fi Monkey says Not Punk, Ben Christopher's Skyscraper, chilled and beautiful. Okay. All right. Isn't the blonde in B-52's Mary Wilson?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know her name.
I can't think of the name of her offhand, but I have heard it, and I don't
the
think that
very
was
first concert I ever went to when I was 16? Yeah, 16 or 17 years old was the B-52s and the Violent Femmes at Canada's Wonderland Kingswood
Nice.
Theatre. And it was and anybody who's familiar with Kingswood Theatre, well, when it was around in Canada's Wonderland, it's a very small venue, only maybe 1,000 people if you're lucky.
1,000, 1,500 maybe.
Right?
Something.
So very small venue, good intimate, close to the stage. And the B-52s opened, and then the Violent Femmes were the headliners. And it was one of the most fun shows I've ever been to. Those people had so much energy. It was ridiculous.
Awesome.
It was a great introduction to concerts for me.
The Weaker Thans. No, I've heard of the Weaker Thans, but I don't know if I've heard anything by them.
No.
Might be one of those ones where if I put on a song, I know it. Civil Twilight.
Maximilian says Ontario.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we were in Central Ontario. I've lived in Northern Ontario too, where it snows a lot more. But Brad says he grew up in Windsor, dude. I hope you're not still there. Sorry, I hope you're not insulted, but I would never live in Winnipeg. I don't understand how people do. Oh, Windsor. Sorry.
Now he's 200K northeast of Winnipeg. That's cool.
What? Wow. You got to be stern stuff for that. Props. Maximilian likes the Violent Femmes too. Okay. Cindy Wilson. Oh, that sounds familiar. Yeah. Okay. Had to Google it. Yeah, that sounds right. Sorry, guys. I'm dying.
I promise not to let her die.
I'm not really dying.
I'll give her a little mouth to mouth if she needs it.
Feel like I'm dying. I might have to make a tea after this. I'm gonna have no voice left. Excuse me. Yeah, let's talk about concerts. Actually, that's a fun subject. So that was my first concert. A concert. You guys pop in. When was your first concert? Who was it, and how long ago? So, how about you?
Mine was Blue Rodeo in Niagara-on-the-Lake.
Oh,
another small venue. Great
nice.
band.
Yeah.
Actually, a few years ago, I took my son to see Blue Rodeo
because
he was into them, and he was like the youngest person in the crowd.
Probably
because it was around his 14th birthday.
Steven says the Beach Boys in 1966. Wow. I used to, when I was a teenager in high school, I used to love the Beach Boys. We had a jukebox in the cafeteria of our high school, And every lunch hour, me and my friends would put on like 5 or 6 Beach Boys songs. It was until the goth kids finally walked over and pulled the plug on the machine because they were sick of listening to the Beach Boys.
Why can't you like goth and the Beach Boys?
Not at my school. Steve says the Rolling Stones. Oh, wow. I think my dad's been to a Rolling Stones concert or two. Queen. Barry, Queen in 1973. I bet that was amazing. I would have loved to have seen Freddie Mercury live. Or alive at this.
Yeah, it'd be nice if he was.
Billy
alive.
Idol at the CNE.
Nice.
Woo! He would be so much fun to watch. I like watching him. I like his sass.
Depeche Mode.
Oh. So the last time they toured, they actually came near to where we were living at the time, and a friend of ours actually went to their concert, and I was really jealous because we couldn't go at the time, just bad timing for us, but I really hope they tour again because I would travel to see them. I'd really like to see Depeche Mode before I die.
Couple of Pink Floyders.
Yep, Susie and the Banshees. Oh,
Nice.
wow.
BTO.
That's Bachman Turner Overdrive?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Just FYI, guys, Tal Bachman follows me on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we chit-chat. That's, Randy Bachman's son. He had a one hit.
Yeah.
What?
She's So High.
She's
Above
So
Me.
High. Yeah.
Great song. I love that one.
Oh.
But BTO reminds me, I once saw on the internet a list of strange band names, and one of them was Kathleen Turner Overdrive.
It's actually really clever. That's really clever. The Loved Ones. I don't know that one. Shakin' Stevens. Why does that sound
We did
familiar?
one of his.
I was gonna say we did, didn't we?
Yeah, it was very like old school rock and
Doo-woppy.
roll.
Not doo-woppy, I guess, more like the Stray Cats kind of thing.
Like old rock and roll.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Huh. The Doors. I have never been a fan of the Doors.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
No, I don't know why. A whole bunch of that stuff from it was late 60s, right?
Yeah.
A whole bunch of that late 60s rock, like all the Woodstock stuff, I just cannot listen to. I get a lot of hate for it sometimes, right? Like Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin, and I understand the talent. I appreciate that they are like excellent musicians, but their style of music I could just not listen to. I just can't do it. I have the same problem. No offense. I know we have fans in here, but with Beth Hart, she reminds me a lot of Janis Joplin's style, which I understand is beloved by many, but it's something I cannot listen to. It just gets, it's never been for me.
Leslie.
Motley Crue.
Yeah, she enjoyed the Motley Crue.
Yeah. I think we've talked about that one before.
Can I be honest, Leslie? I liked it better in Hot Tub Time Machine after Lou stayed in the past and founded Motley Lou. That was hilarious.
Oh,
Green-
yeah.
Green
Steven.
Door.
Yeah, Green Door.
Behind the green
I would
door.
love to see Churches. Me too, actually. And I've been mulling over approaching them for an interview soon because I'd really like to speak to them. Doors led to goth. You think without them, Leonard Cohen wouldn't?
No, without them and Leonard Cohen.
Oh.
Now, see, I much more appreciate the Leonard Cohen side of that equation.
And the Sisters of Mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the Beatles, right? Like you understand the impact they had on musical culture and history, and I appreciate all that. It's just I just don't like the sound of it. So, hi, Jim Jack. Happy Sunday to you. Please, can we show some respect for the Queen? Oh, we are Queen lovers here, so yes. One of the best concerts that I saw was Kiss. You know what? I've never loved them as a band, but I bet they'd be so much fun to watch in concert. Like, I think they put on a really good show.
For sure.
Yeah. Guns N' Roses and Metallica.
Was that Skinny Axel? Or middle-aged lesbian Axel?
Oh my goodness. Did you just say that?
I did.
You're going to get us in trouble.
Axel can't breathe down here.
What does that mean?
Our elevation's too high and he's too heavy.
Oh. Yeah. Jim Jack saw the Doors in New Haven, Connecticut when they got arrested. I came this close to going to the Toronto Madonna concert where she got arrested for lewd and lascivious behavior.
Oh, that's the only reason to go to a Madonna concert.
I used to love Madonna, but I couldn't go because I had to work. So
Okay, Stefan Lass isn't appreciating the last two Depeche Mode albums. What's your favorite Depeche Mode song? And no, I haven't seen The Sisters of Mercy recently, but I can understand how Andrew Eldritch would look like Gollum.
Oh, be kind.
Just saying, I can see how it would happen. It's been a long time.
Depends on the
They've been around.
era.
Thin Axel. Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so I was a teenager when Guns N' Roses hit, right? Like there was Appetite for Destruction.
Yep.
And I had the album, and I know he was a big heartthrob at the time. He was never a heartthrob for me. I was never one of the Axl Rose fans. I found him, like, even when he was skinny, I found him kind of bean polish and kind of like a Slenderman, right? Like kind of long and awkwardly thin. Okay. What's a Buckethead? Basil says he liked Guns N' Roses when they had Buckethead playing guitar. Okay, let's not start bashing the bands. He does look a little like Benny Hill, though. You're not wrong. First and only concert was AC/DC in 1981. Oh, I bet that would have been cool.
Okay, but why the only one? It's been 41 years. Nobody else played anywhere that you like?
Huh. Meatloaf. I would have loved to have seen Meatloaf. I'm a huge Meatloaf fan. My dad had the Bat Out of Hell album, and he used to put it on, and the two of us would sing together. It was a little bit weird, right? Like the Paradise by the Dashboard Light sung as a duet between father and daughter, but it was always really fun. Bob Seger. Oh, wow. I need to see Buckethead. Okay.
We'll look him
I
up.
don't know what that means. Oh, my rooster. He's crowing. Rounding up the girls. I'm about to get 11 more hens, guys. So excited.
Smell a lot more chicken crap.
To have and to hold. I don't know that one. Do I? Depeche Mode song? To have and to hold? That one doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I mean, since like the mid '90s, I haven't bought a Depeche Mode album. I don't
know.
know.
That's not true. Well, I don't know about the album, but we had, when we were first together in our Brampton house, they released a new album, and we had a couple.
Okay. All right, so I may, yeah.
What's that song? I Feel You. Remember? Mm-hmm. That one was really good. Whatever that album was, we had a few songs off it.
But even that was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It's been a while. There's lots of newer
I'm with
Depeche
Stefan
Mode
last. Near to impossible to name a favorite Depeche Mode song. I have to agree. Because if you were going to ask me what my favorite song was, I'd have to list it.
I had Music for the Masses on cassette, but to be honest, I haven't listened to it in 25 years. I don't have a cassette player.
No. Not well. We have a cassette player, but it's in Canada.
Well, yeah.
So Buckethead is an incredible guitarist. He has anxiety problems, so he wears a KFC bucket on his head and a Michael Myers mask. It kind of reminds me of Sia. Right? She's got those weird bangs.
I was thinking of Nash the Slash from FM. Remember, it used to be all wrapped up in mummy
you're wrapped
bandages?
up in bandages. Yeah. It always astonishes me when somebody has really significant anxiety, but they still get up on stage, right?
I think I've seen them in Walmart.
What? What are you talking about? Oh. Oh, Barry says pen up the chickens in areas you need weed control. Yeah, there is a plan to move the chickens. Once we have a goat house, we're gonna be moving the chickens to under the goat house because when the goat poop falls through the floorboards, the chickens scratch through it to get to forage for bugs, and then they end up dragging it down the hill to where it can be scooped up for compost. So it's a nice little circular system that does its own kind of maintenance. But I don't have a goat house yet. After our bedroom is built, that's when the goat house gets
Goat
built.
pen is next. Yep.
And then we'll have goats, and we will relocate the chickens a little bit further away from our bedroom so we don't have to smell chicken poop when it gets really hot. So I feel he was on Songs of Faith and Devotion from 1993. Why is it 93? It felt like it was newer than that.
There was a newer one that came out in the early 2000s. You're right, and we had it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of since the mid 90s. I really haven't paid any attention to new Depeche
We don't
Mode.
really listen. I mean, until we started this channel, we didn't really listen to new music because by that time we all had iPods and or smartphones and Spotify playlists. So all we were listening to was music we already had. We weren't listening to the radio anymore, so we got almost no exposure to new stuff. Most of the new stuff we've discovered have been on the channel. Now, maybe we should pick a Depeche Mode song. Oh, we had one blocked forever, didn't we, from
I
them?
think they're a little tough on the copyright front.
Yeah, maybe we won't be doing Depeche Mode songs, sadly, but we should look them up.
Long Way to the Top by AC/DC I've known for a very long time, so we won't react to that.
I don't know that one.
I do. You do too. If I played it, you would know it.
Oh, okay. Oh, thanks, Brad. Yeah, my voice sounds like it's clearing up, but my chest is starting to close up quite a bit, actually. I'm gonna have to. I don't even. I suppose I can buy lozenges here. I think I've seen Halls in the store. Yeah, not that they ever really helped me much, but I got lots of lemon, or well, citrus and honey, so maybe I'll make some tea. But Leslie, I can confirm Leslie B is a close personal friend of mine, and I can confirm she has excellent taste in music. We've had many conversations. I love Violator. Is that the one that's black with the red rose on it?
I don't remember. You're the visual person.
What's the one? The one with Personal Jesus, Enjoy the Silence. Is that Violator? You guys will have to help me out. My memory is so friggin' terrible.
I remember all those songs, but I don't remember where they came from.
Yeah. Honey and lemon and strong booze. I gotta go buy some strong booze because I don't have any. Ginger, yes. Ginger's good for a lot of things in your body. Right, Mikey?
That's right. It's true.
Rebecca Head was raised by chickens, or so he says. The chickens are really weird creatures. It's been really fun and fascinating to own chickens. I laugh at them all the time. They're really strange.
She does. He cries foul.
So yeah, Stephanos, Violator. Yeah, that would be my favorite album for sure. I don't think there's a single bad song on that album, Violator.
I prefer the older dark stuff, even older than that. Black Celebration, I think, is my favorite album.
Okay.
I love that one.
Let's be honest, there isn't a bad Depeche Mode song, I'm pretty sure.
Probably not.
Not that I can think of. Now they're making chicken jokes. Violator came out in 1990. Feels like it was older than that.
I feel the opposite. It's like, oh yeah, Violator is one of the new ones. It's 32 years ago.
No, I thought I remembered listening to it with my friend Stacy when I was a teenager, but I wasn't a teenager. Oh, was I a teenager in 1990?
Yes, you were.
Oh yeah. So what, 16?
Even I was still a teenager in 1990.
Oh.
Barely.
Okay. It flopped here because rave was raging here by then. How could the album Violator from Depeche Mode flop anywhere? I can't even imagine that. Such a great album. Holy. And rave? Oh. Oh. Because it wasn't Prodigy. Okay, well, I love Prodigy, so I kinda okay, there's room for both.
Right?
There's room for both.
Just like the goth and the Beach Boys.
Most of the clubs that I went to a bunch of industrial clubs in my heyday, and, they would have both those bands on the roster of music every
Mhm.
night, so there's room for both.
And there's always room for Jello.
It depends on the flavor.
Prodigy versus Public Enemy mashup. No.
Oh, no. No. I've never been a big rap fan. Not really. It's funny. So I went to a Lollapalooza. I can't remember what year it was. And had like Red Hot Chili Peppers and Pearl Jam and like Jesus and Mary Chain and Lush and I can't remember them all. But also had Ice Cube on the roster, which blows my mind that with the list of bands they had, they included Ice Cube. That made no sense at all to include him on the roster there, which was borne out when he took the stage, and it was in the middle of the afternoon, like 2 or 3 in the afternoon by that time, and he got booed off the stage. Like, he ended up giving the finger to the crowd and marching off because he kept getting booed. Because the crowd that went for that concert wasn't a Ice Cube crowd
Right.
at all. I like nowadays you get things like Rage Against the Machine and like a lot of those bands, they're kind of crossover between industrial and rap, and they kind of fit, right? So it makes sense. But Ice Cube was never anywhere near gonna be the same crowd as Pearl Jam. Maybe the
Yeah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, maybe, right? But, like, he followed, I think, Lush, and anybody who knows
What?
Lush yeah,
Who thought this was a good idea?
it's poor planning, I think, right? But
Right.
it was kind of funny.
So Dennis wants to know if we want to be introduced to another unknown female singer-songwriter like Agnes Obel. Of course we do. We love Agnes Obel.
Yes, we do.
Bring her on. Let us
Absolutely.
know.
Oh, Leslie B went to the RPM. Oh, I've been there a few times, yeah. Those are the days, man. Put on Elton John CD, Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. Is that the name of an album? Wow. I love Elton John.
Brad, which songs are on that CD? I mean, I know a million Elton John songs, but I don't know what album they came from.
Okay, Ice Cube sounds like that era in the early 90s when gangster rap was huge. Yeah, but it's true, but for the crowd that gathered for that concert, like Ice Cube, even because gangster rap was a heyday, it wasn't with that crowd, right? Like, I can't remember what other bands are on there. Maybe I think we might have had Ministry or Soundgarden. One or the other. I can't remember who all was on I used to have the T-shirt even. But, like, yeah, you throw them with, like, what were they? Rainbow Butt Monkeys, and, like, it's just these weren't rap fans. It was weird that he was on there.
Someone
Excuse
saved my
me.
life tonight. Okay. Yeah, I know
The
that
only
one.
rap that I like is Raul Kerr from Bollywood. Did they do rap? I guess there was a little
Bollywood.
bit of rap in that song, right? Yeah. The only rap I like fits around presents. I like a good sandwich wrap too, actually. Right?
And Leslie says Simple Minds was good back in the day. They really were. Leslie, did you like Talk Talk too? Talk Talk's one of my favorites from back then.
Someone saved my life tonight. Yeah, I love Simple Minds too. I do love Elton John. His Disney stuff,
Talk Talk, yes.
not so much, but a lot of the older Elton John, like my dad had whatever album Crocodile Rock was on. I used to play that sucker all the time when I was a kid. It would drive my parents crazy. One of the dudes from Linkin Park did a good hip hop project called Fort Minor. Hip hop's one of those things that just I could not get into.
No.
It's not enough singing, right? Like the rhythms are often good, but like just the whole talking through your music stuff. Linkin Park was good because they would mix it up, right? There would be singing and then there would be a piece of rap in it, and then they would get back into the music part of it. So that was a good mix. Anything that was like that was pretty good, and I guess I would make exceptions for things like Rage Against the Machine I always liked, right? So
Limp Bizkit, Leslie says.
yeah, Limp Bizkit too. Things like Ministry and that. They were all pretty good, even though they don't really do a lot of singing. But and Cake.
Cake.
I love Cake.
Oh, I'm so sad.
And they never sing, but I
so sad
friggin'
that we
love
couldn't
Cake.
get that Cake reaction through copyright.
Yeah. The Cake is one of my favorite bands. Mike Shinoda. Who's that?
I know that name. I don't remember which band he's in.
What's a chap hop? The closest I get to hip hop is chap
Professor
hop.
Elemental.
What?
Those guys that are like 18th century dudes, but rapping.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Jeffrey,
right
fetch me my fighting trousers.
You're on a different part of the internet than me, I think.
You heard one snippet of it and rolled your eyes, and I heard the whole thing and laughed my ass off.
Sounds like Monty Python music, maybe. Chap hop is music originating from England that mixes the hip hop genre with elements from the chappest of steampunk subculture, stereotypical English obsessions. I don't even understand what you just said. It looks like English, but I don't know what it means. That's Monty Python. See? You're quoting Monty Python.
No. Professor Elemental. Professor Elemental.
We'll have to Google it later.
He was doing like those guys, those like hip hop guys that call each other out in their songs and talk tough and everything else.
Yeah.
He was calling out another chap hop guy, and he wanted him to come fight, and he wanted Jeffrey to bring him his fighting trousers.
Who's Jeffrey?
Jeffrey's his man.
Oh,
I'll show you later. You're gonna hate it, but I laugh my ass off.
So, guys, who's excited about the Weird Al Yankovic biopic? I'm very excited about this biopic. I can't wait to watch it.
I watched the trailer yesterday.
I heard you watching the trailer yesterday.
Totally bonkers.
Let Mike shave off his beard again. He's not gonna.
No, I like my beard.
He hated it. And a whole bunch of our viewers hated it. And to be honest, even though I married him without a beard, when he shaved it off, I was kind of like, oh, I don't like it so much anymore. It wasn't as good.
I'm furry for life.
Yeah. And it's I mean, beards aren't that common here in Costa Rica, so it makes them stand out a little, but yeah.
Not like I need the help. I'm a foot taller than most of the guys around here.
Jeffrey is his orangutan butler. Are you allowed to do that anymore?
Probably not. Probably not.
It reminds me of that movie with Clint Eastwood and that orangutan. What was that one?
Any Which Way But Loose.
Yeah. Classic. Mr. B, the Gentleman Rhymer. Songs for Acid Edward.
I don't know that one. I know Mr. B, but I'm not familiar with that song.
Ooh. Oh, so nobody else is excited about the Weird Al Yankovic movie, obviously. Well, I am.
Yeah.
We're huge Weird Al Yankovic fans.
5 shades whiter.
Well, he's starting to get tanned.
Yeah.
There's a lot of light Ticos here.
Yeah, the shades kind of run a bit of a spectrum here.
Yeah, it's weird because we're near to one of they have like native reserves in this country too, and we're near to a big one that's near the border, and the natives, like natives, are very dark, right? Like almost Nigerian dark, right?
Yeah, like at the very least, like what's that by Pakistan, but a little darker.
Sri Lanka?
Yeah, like Sri Lankan dark.
Yeah, very, very dark. And then there's we have a couple friends where they're almost, I mean, they're never going to be as pale as me, but they're almost the same color as Mike. So there's a real range here. But there was a lot of, the area where we live in too was settled about 6 years ago by a whole bunch of Italians. And a lot of them were Northern Italians, which are paler, right? with Blue Eyes, so they mixed a lot with the locals. So our area in particular has a lot of lighter Ticos, and a lot of them with blue eyes or green eyes. So it's a bit of a muddy mix here, which is cool because everybody gets along. Steven's not into Weird Al. Oh, we love Weird Al. He's a
I hope you get that
genius.
stick removed soon, Steven.
Don't be mean. Don't you listen to him. It's okay to not like something.
Sophie Hunger is the
A Swiss
suggestion.
singer.
Okay.
Okay. Take a look at her today. Wasn't the rapper in the same? What is that word? I don't know. My entries just would hear Levanu Portera.
Okay.
You can still get a good pizza then. Sci-fi monkey, no.
You can get pizza,
Sadly,
but it's not really good here.
no. I don't know if it's that. Actually, okay, that's not true. That one restaurant, our favorite restaurant, they
yeah.
make good pizza, but it's expensive. But most pizza here is not that great. They make the dough different. I think, to be honest, that the flour here is very different. There's not a lot of glutinous flour here. They use a lot of corn flour here, but even the wheat flour isn't really high in gluten. And pizza dough usually needs to be really glutinous for it to be kind of stretchy and to get the kind of texture that we like and that we're used to. And I just don't think they have the right flour for it.
Yeah, we actually
bread here is tough to make for us.
We have better luck with pastas like lasagna and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
This place, about 10 or 15K from us, is a really good Italian restaurant. Really, really good. So we're fortunate there because in the rest of the country, it's crap.
Yeah, the Italian food here is really bad. But we're in the best part of the country for Italian food because there's enough Italians here that you can get good Italian food here. But like bread is tough, right? Whenever I try to make bread, it doesn't come out the way I'm used to because I'm still not used to the flour. It's very different here, and the moisture in the air complicates things. It's really a bit of a challenge, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Radcliffe from Harry Potter is the main star in the Weird Al film. Really?
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al?
And he's ripped. So it's not a straight bio, right? Like it's a comedy.
Oh, really?
It's like like think of the Elton John one or the Queen one.
Okay.
But it's all
so stylized bio.
But it's all fictitious. It's like where he's sleeping with Madonna because she was desperate to get the Weird Al bump on her music sales.
Oh my god! I bet that made her mad. I bet that made her mad.
I'm not sure I want to go watch Dick Cheese cover 90s classics.
I don't know. It could be like the Mike Flowers Pops.
Probably is.
I freaking love the Mike Flowers Pops. Weird Al Stuck in the Drive-Thru is great. Okay, so probably my favorite Weird Al song is White and Nerdy.
Yes, me too.
And it cannot be listened to without the video. Straight up.
Donny Osmond dancing in the back.
No, you know what?
Oh, I love it.
I changed my mind.
Oh, you can.
It's Foil.
Foil is
I
also
freaking love Foil.
Yeah, that stuff he did just a few years ago is some of his best stuff ever.
Yeah. Really. I really identify with Foil. I can't even lie. Can't even lie. Me and Alex Jones.
Although I have to say, some of his non-cover stuff is amazing too. My first album I ever bought with my own money was Weird Al in 3D, and Nature Trail to Hell is fantastic. Buy Me a Condo is amazing.
Nature Trail to Hell is good. Yeah.
Gonna buy me a condo. Never have to mow the lawn. Gonna buy me a T-shirt with the alligator on.
Is that an alligator on your shirt?
No, but this is where the alligator would go.
A couple of little beeties. Steven says he hasn't got a big sense of humor.
I'm sorry for you, Steven. Laughter's good.
I laugh at friggin' everything. Except for apparently those chap hop dudes. Apparently I don't laugh at them. There's, some really, really stupid funny. Like,
No, we both have a sense of humor, but we have very different senses of humor. Weird Al is an
a good in between.
Area.
Yeah, a good in between. I used to be a Monty Python fan, and I loved Weird Al's movie UHF. Loved that movie. We still have it on DVD. But things like Naked Gun and that,
Mm.
uh,
Whereas I
Airplane I really liked, but
had to be the only 8-year-old in Canada dying for Sunday night to come along so I could watch Dave Allen at Large. I love that. Loved his sense of humor.
no.
Hilarious.
A lot of the dry English humor I never got. Like Benny Hill, I wasn't really big on.
No, I wasn't big on Benny Hill either. He was more slapstick.
Yeah, well, I guess that's true.
I'm more into observational and wordplay and that kind of thing.
Yeah, but you don't like, say, Jerry Seinfeld. He's observational.
I like his stand up. Okay, I didn't like the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mike hated Seinfeld, guys. I don't even know how I put up with this guy.
Yeah.
Basil likes both. See, that actually doesn't surprise me.
See, I like Weird Al and Dave Allen too.
Yeah. No, I like see, I love comedies of errors.
See, Mr. Bean, I can't stand.
I love Mr. Bean. Yeah, Mike really, he's a Mr. Bean hater.
Irritates the hell out of me.
He doesn't like any comedy that derives from people being stupid.
It's true.
He just doesn't. He likes comedy to be clever. But I like stupid comedy as long as it's not the kind of comedy that thinks it's funny when people hurt themselves. Well, not so much hurt themselves, but hurt other people. Like the Jackass guys. I do not understand the appeal of watching their shows. Right? Like that kind of stuff. Or like mean-spirited sense of humor stuff. I don't get into. I always liked Funniest Home Videos. Some of those were really, really funny, but nothing. I don't like pranks either.
You don't like cruelty.
I don't like cruelty. Yeah, I think people who pull pranks on other people, especially mean pranks, are the worst kind of people. So I never find that funny. My mission for the day, should you choose to accept it, is to find Richard Cheese. Welcome to the jungle. Well, it's entirely possible I might find some Richard Cheese later. I might look it up. We'll see. I'm a little concerned. Stephen likes the British humor too. Yeah. The Day Today. No, I've never seen that. Hello, Today. Mind if I'm asking you two for reaction to POD? What's a POD?
That's the band, Youth of the Nation.
Okay. We'll take a look. We like Today's suggestions. Mike, do you remember the Irish guy that used to come on once in a while instead of Benny Hill named Dave Stewart? Like from the Eurythmics? I'm pretty sure there's more than one Dave Stewart in England. Mr. Bean didn't do anything for Basil either, but Blackadder and Fawlty Towers. I liked Fawlty Towers. I don't remember Blackadder very much, but I liked Fawlty Towers. Maximilian. British humor. So I like sarcasm.
Well, Brad's thinking of Dave Allen. He sat in the chair at his stool with his drink, his cigarette.
Yeah.
This gets where I grew up. We picked up a TV station out of Buffalo, New York, and Benny Hill came on, and then Dave Allen right after. Dave Allen was absolutely frigging hilarious. Very dry sense of humor.
I like some of that stuff too, but I mean, it has to be good. Oh, Connie's come over to nag. I don't know why. So, we're at an hour and a quarter.
We're having fun.
We are having fun. It's true.
Thinking of all the things that have made us laugh.
Is it a problem for us if a video is not an official video, like when there's no motion video, fan made? So I don't love it when it's just like a still. Some of the visualizer stuff is actually pretty good. So, and live performances are good, but just staring at a still, I find it really, really hard to be entertained by that as much. It's not a deal breaker, but
it's less good.
It is less good. So I'd like fan-made stuff though. The funny thing is sometimes we accidentally pick fan-made videos and then we get crapped on in the comments because we comment on the video and they're like, well, that's not the video. I'm still watching it. So So Maximilian says some British humor was just racism and hate, so unfunny. Oh,
Yeah, well, I think there's some of that in the history of comedy from
Like all
pretty much
comedy.
everywhere.
Yeah, we try not
That's
to be too precious about comedy, right?
yeah.
A joke is a joke for the most part, as long as it's not mean-spirited, right?
That's the
And
thing. I don't like mean-spirited.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes observational comedy gets labeled racist because it makes observations that are inconvenient, but it doesn't mean that they're wrong. So, I think racism is a word that gets thrown around way too much these days, and it doesn't really have that much meaning anymore, sadly, because, it detracts from things that are real problems.
Mhm.
So, but, yeah, I mean, there was stuff way back, but I don't think anything we ever watched or listened to. I wouldn't put that. Maybe before our time, though.
Probably
Like, we
lots
were born
before
in
our
the
time.
'70s, so
Yeah.
a lot of that had been stamped out pretty much. Tommy Hunter, I don't know that one.
He's a country musician. Had a show. Canadian, right? I think. It was
Huh,
on TV in Canada anyway.
huh, okay. So, Ronnie Barker.
Porridge. I don't know that one.
No.
Was that like a sitcom, a sketch show? What was that?
Oh my god. You know what? I loved Carol Burnett.
Hmm.
I used to watch Carol Burnett all the time. For skit shows, Carol Burnett was probably one of my favorites. And what did we watch the other day? We watched a video the other day. I can't remember who it was, and I remember saying to Mike after, "That singer looked like Carol Burnett in costume." It was so funny. Can't remember who it was now. I probably shouldn't say because it might be insulting, but I loved Carol Burnett. Cy Williams says, "Love your reaction videos. If you could come to the UK and watch any artist, who would that be?" Frank Sinatra. Except he's dead. That's too bad, but he would be my first pick. If I could resurrect any artist to watch live, it would be Frank Sinatra.
And so the UK bit was kind of irrelevant to you.
Well, I mean, they didn't say a UK artist.
That's
Okay,
true.
so if I was going for UK artists, that would be tougher because I don't always know
Yeah.
when they're from the UK anymore. You ask her questions, actually. I can't answer that question. But for any artist that's alive, what about you, Mikey? While I think.
Ooh.
Well, those
I'd
are really tough.
probably because I missed out on them as a teenager.
Mm.
I'd love to go see like The Cure.
Yes, The Cure. I agree. So Porridge was set in a jail, and it was a sitcom. The guy who played the main actor was Kate Beckinsale from Underworld Movie's father. Oh, I know Tim Conway. Oh, I used to love Tim Conway.
He was, to be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of the Carol Burnett show, but I loved Tim Conway.
Tim Conway. So
His bits were always the part I stuck
guys,
around for.
We're going to get into obscure movies now. When I was a teenager, I saw and fell in love with and have always loved and then made Mike watch when we got together an obscure movie with Tim Conway and Don Knotts called Private Eyes.
Yeah.
And it was the most ridiculous movie ever, especially with those two guys in it. It's still one of my favorites of all time. It was so ridiculous. I love that maid. They had like this Swedish maid. She had these gigantic breasts, and she wore like the French maid's outfit. And when they met her, he takes his business card and he goes to put it in between. It's like stuff like that makes me laugh. So I'm so stupid that way, but it was good times. If you haven't seen Private Eyes, you got to look it up. If you like Tim Conway, especially because it's hysterical.
All right, so
Oh,
we apparently have to check out that sitcom.
okay.
All right. I'm sure there's clips or episodes on YouTube.
Oh, so
somewhere.
I thought we would say Paolo Nutini. He would definitely be high on the list for sure. I'd like to see Paolo Nutini.
I would like to see him too. But
Yeah.
but I mean, I've had 40 years of loving The Cure, and I
Yeah.
haven't seen them, so that weighs
Yeah,
in
me
their
too,
favor.
for
I mean,
sure.
I mean, there's 1,000 people I would love to see, and
Yeah,
Paolo
yeah.
Nutini's certainly on the list.
Yeah. Muse? Are you that big a Muse fan? I'd
I
like to
like
see
Muse.
Muse live.
Yeah.
If we had to list the bands we'd like to see live, it would be 20 or 30 long for sure. We can't afford to see that many bands live. Funny thing is, I've probably the one singer I've seen live several 3 or 4 times, I think, is Billy Bragg.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'd go see him anymore now. I think, Billy Bragged out for live performances, but I've paid to see Billy Bragg live 3 or 4 times for sure. Um, hello from Poland. Hello, Mike and Ginger. If you get the chance, check out Sam Fender. Okay. Did he make the guitars? No, I know he didn't. I'm just joking. Oh, Sci-Fi Monkey's going to see Muse next July.
Nice. That'll be fun.
Maximilian saw Billy Bragg in '87. Yeah, Billy Bragg was my second concert ever at the Ontario Place Forum, and, there was a woman opening for him called Frank, and she, introduced herself saying, "My name is Frank with a PH and a hard C," and she was not very good. Not a good opener, but Billy Bragg he's always a really good performer. He tells stories
Mhm.
like, Midyear did when we went and saw Midyear. Midyear tells stories too. I like it when they do that, right? Like, in between each song, he tells a little story and then goes into a song. It's a lot more fun than just end-to-end songs, I think. You feel more intimate that way. Okay.
Lord of the
BBC
Lost
on
tribute to Matt Bellamy. No.
Oh, no. Lord of the Lost doing a tribute to Matt Bellamy.
I'll have
No,
to
we
check
should
that
look it
out.
up. We haven't tapped into Lord of the Lost for the last couple months. Um, so we need to get back to them. So that might be a good start. Tom Waits. So, yes, I've never been a big fan of Tom Waits's music, but I agree. I've heard his storytelling, and you're not wrong. It's really good. He has a way of weaving words together in a narrative that really kind of it trails you along. So,
Yes, Lord of the Lost do rock. Love those guys. Thanks,
oh,
Barry.
thanks, Barry. I gotta go too. My throat is really, really sore now. Neon Toter. Okay. Brad says he's seen him a dozen times in concert. Tom Waits. Really? That many? Wow. Lord of the Lost will be in Poland in October. Nice. Yeah, we're not gonna get to see a lot of concerts these days, guys. Nobody ever comes to well, not nobody, but bands rarely come to Costa Rica, and we can't afford to travel to see people a lot. So we're gonna have to start being really, really discerning about who we see. But when we do travel, I will be looking to see if there's anybody we can check out while we're places. Thanks, Stephen. So in addition yeah, Stephen reminds me to remind everybody that I have, put up a new video this morning on my Ginger in the Wild channel because 'cause we've been building a new bedroom for Mike and I, a big master suite, and we got started on the build this week, so I took video of the first stage. So go check it out. Give me some watch hours.
Nobody comes to Montana either. Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
sympathize,
probably
Brad, but
true.
at least you can drive to somewhere where people do come if you
Yeah,
really, really, really want.
yeah,
It's tough to drive through like Nicaragua and Guatemala to get
not
to.
gonna do that.
No,
No. No, I mean, probably the closest place we could go for large concerts would be Mexico, because lots of bands go to Mexico City. And it's not that expensive to fly to Mexico. We couldn't drive there for sure, but,
no.
it's like $400 to fly there. So something like that, we would probably travel for, because we have to leave the country every 3 months to renew our visitors visas, so it gives us an excuse to travel. So, we might do combined things. So I'm expecting the first concert we'll end up doing internationally will be The Warning
Probably
in
catch those
Mexico.
guys in Mexico.
Mhm. So, yes, I have Bloodywood on the list to do today, so we'll do that one. Alright. So, guys, I gotta go. I gotta make a tea and rest my
Yes.
voice so we can do some recording later. All right, but thanks for tuning in. That was a ton of fun. I love subjects like this. Like this. It doesn't always have to be about music either, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's very cool. Thanks, Maximilian. I'll be fine. It just hits me when the weather changes, and then I lose my voice for a couple weeks, and that'll be good. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for all the chats. Don't forget to check out my video. The link is there, and I'll put it in the description below after we're done. And in the meantime, see you in the comments.
Bye,
And
guys.
wish us luck on stage 2 of our bedroom build starting this week. Bye, guys.